Assuming you clicked on this video, you probably haven't seen the fruits of your labor yet because you gave up too soon. Maybe you didn't even try. You gave up before you could even put that idea into the real world. Hi guys, welcome back to Boss Girlified. It's your girl Tima, and before we get into today's video, I make crochet clothing items super freaking cute, especially for the summer. Bikini tops. One of my bikini tops has been like going crazy on Depop. I love it. It's so cute, and I can make a lot of them because I have a lot of supplies, so go check them out before supplies run out. Also, I make jewelry, so you guys can go check that out. It'll be all linked in the bio down below. When I was about 6, I was at the mall, just regular with my mom. I was approached by a talent scout, which invited me to a free acting scouting event where there would be agents who are looking for talent. Luckily, I went and I had an agent see me and say, yes, I want to represent her. Shortly after, I started landing some pretty nice roles, and by the time I was about 8, I had already been in commercials, TV shows, audition after audition after audition, and finally I had struck gold. I was offered a callback for a major film role. I was put on bail, which basically is standby in the acting world, meaning that they really wanted me for the role, but there was just one little hiccup. They needed to make sure that I fit well with the family they chose to act. I would have been a main character in a major film. This would have literally changed the trajectory of my life. That didn't happen. I wasn't the best fit for the family. I didn't let that stop me, or neither did my mom at the time, because she was my momager running around taking me to auditions. So we kept going to auditions, and I still continued to believe in myself and put myself out there. But there was another hiccup. We had to move from California. California was and is getting extremely expensive. We had to pick up and leave. For all we know, I could have been one audition away from becoming the next freaking Disney star. If we had maybe believed that my career could pick up and that I would have this one major role, we could have stayed and toughed it out a little bit and not gave up. But we gave up too soon, so I guess we'll never know. And even before I even started acting, I knew I wanted to do something big. The only problem was I didn't know exactly what that was. So in middle school, I started a candy selling business, and then I started selling silly bands. When I got to high school, I started a fashion YouTube channel. The next venture was doing nails and eyelashes and hair, and that didn't last very long either. I almost forgot. I started a press online. I decided, you know what, enough is enough. I do not want to keep promising myself things or trying things just to then give up on them. By the time I had graduated high school, I had started countless of things, not finishing anything but my diploma. When I went to college, I really wanted to figure out what exactly it is that I wanted to do. It took me about my freshman year until I got to about sophomore year to really realize what it is that I wanted. And instead of like just going into it and like just doing it, I actually took the time to think if this is actually what I want. Because of all these different things that I started and stopped, when I finally found what it is that I truly wanted to do, I had enough experience to know what it is exactly I'm suited to do. I started posting consistently on YouTube and on TikTok, making jewelry and clothes, promoting my stuff. And I had a plan. Most importantly, sticking to that plan and those goals no matter what. Even if I had to alter a couple of things along the way, tweak a little here and there because I learned that this technique isn't working and this technique actually works better, the end goal was always still the same. And now I am seeing the fruits of my labor more than I would have even expected to in a shorter amount of time than I would have expected. I'm so deep into it now where giving up and quitting isn't even an option because it's become my career. That being said, it took so much work, dedication, and time before I saw anything. And that is why we give up too soon. We expect to see an immediate reward and fast forward the hard part, which You have to go through the hard part. The point at which you want to quit is usually the point at which you're about to succeed. When you are starting to get to that point in whatever it is that you do where you feel like quitting, 9 times out of 10, that's the same exact point that most people reach. And are most people super successful? Are most people extraordinary? Unfortunately not. The people who get to that point of quitting and push through it are usually the top 1%. The ones who get to that point and actually do quit are the 99%. Whatever it is you're gonna do, you're gonna want to quit. The thing about the universe is things are never linear. There is always some shit. That's my favorite saying. It's always some shit, and it truly is. Whether you want to start going to the gym more, whether you want to go to school, whether you want to change your career path, there are going to be points where even before you start, you're going to want to quit. For example, YouTube. My first ever YouTube video that I filmed, I hated it. The camera was way too close. It was out of focus. It was dark. The background was the whole thing was terrible. That right there would have been the quitting point for most people. That would have been like, all right, well, I guess I'm just not meant for this. But my mindset was, no, this is one of those points where it's either I quit now or I persevere. So what I did was I refilmed that exact video. I got better lighting. I set the camera up better. I cleaned up my area before, which you should always do. I don't know why I didn't do that, but besides the point. I ended up getting a really good video. It looked quite professional, and I realized, okay, yeah, there we go. The point where I was about to quit is the point that I succeeded. And that very first video got like 2K views, which isn't much, but for a first video, hell yes. I have been going to the gym. First of all, I'm an iron deficient gal. I'm anemic. All right. And I live in Arizona. So it's hot. I get very exhausted. Okay. It doesn't matter how much protein I eat, whatever. Another part of that is that I do a lot. The gym requires a lot of energy. So if you're already exerting your energy in 3 different places, it's hard. I walk in the gym. My intention is to do 3 sets of 25. I'm midway through the first set of 25 and I'm already ready to quit. All right. But I don't. The reason being because if I do quit at that moment, I literally will not see any results. The reason why it hurts is because I'm getting the results that I came here to get. Just like in YouTube in general, guys, I could go on and on for days about the trials and tribulations I have been through to start this channel and film every video. There's a lot that goes into making content, and any content creator can tell you this. You will not realize how much work goes into making a YouTube video, making a TikTok video, making anything really, any piece of content, anything, even a crochet top or even just a simple necklace. The amount of work that goes into it and the amount of work that goes into figuring out how to do these things is insane. I'm just gonna warn you, if you're starting a YouTube channel, if you're starting a TikTok channel, do not quit, because you're supposed to go through hardship. You're going to have technical difficulties. Things are not going to work. Storage, so many hills that you have to overcome. The moment you decide to quit is the moment you decide to be average. Why is that? Because it's too hard. That's why you quit. It's too much. It's not working. Guys, this is coming from someone who every single day has to deal with these little things, these little technical difficulties, these little bugs. So this phone I use for my clothing Depop shop. When I tell you guys, this phone is so glitchy. It's an iPhone 11, so it's kind of older now, and we all know the conspiracy theory, tinfoil cap. This phone is so dumb slow. Like, I get so frustrated because I'm just trying to hurry up and refresh, but I don't just give up. I just kind of adapt. So if it's acting slow, acting buggy, I turn it off for a little bit, go do something else, come back, turn on my phone, refresh, and while it's laggy, I'm working on an assignment or something. Like, I just have to make it work. And if I continue that way, then I will be successful in whatever it is that I'm persevering through. And if I don't, then I'll probably just give up and it's too hard and give up too soon. If this is the life that you say you want, you have to be prepared to fail. put in a lot of free labor, and be humbled first. I just wanted to share with you guys at the end of this video some of the ways I stopped quitting everything I start. It's not all or nothing, okay? Just because you have a bad day, or just because you don't be that girl from head to toe every single day, from morning to night, every single day, that does not mean you've already failed. Because the minute you think it's all or nothing, the minute you think you have to go extremely hard or give up, is when you're going to give up. Because the reality is, life, again, is not linear. There are going to be days where maybe your friend is being a bitch, or your man did something to piss you off, or you ran into someone who threw your energy off, or maybe your energy is just off. Maybe you're just thinking about something that happened in the past. Maybe you're thinking about something that happened right now. Maybe you're going through something. Maybe you just don't have the energy. Things are going to happen, and we're human. If you try to live every day on this super grind mode, you're not going to get anything done, and you're going to be super hard on yourself. Being hard on yourself is literally going to set you back. It's going to be the reason why you give up. Do things at your own pace. Even just one little baby step a day is still a step forward. You're not going backwards at all. You're still stepping forward. For example, for the Depop shops, posting something, refreshing, just being active, responding to people's messages. If I'm having a rough day, or if I'm like, all right, I need to take it easy today, but I still want to do something in each category of work that I'm doing. So I'm like, all right, you know what? I'll just get like 10 minutes of work done. 9 times out of 10, what happens is you feel a lot better without a lot of pressure. And then you'll end up just doing it. The minute you start putting pressure on yourself that's unhealthy, you're gonna want to give up. Remind yourself of why you started in the first place. I like to physically sit down and write a couple of things that motivate me. I was doing Uber Eats full time, and Uber Eats it's difficult. A lot of people are assholes to service workers. So, for example, I'll write down, if I'm like not feeling motivated for YouTube or the Depop shops, I'll write down, remember the people who make doing Uber Eats difficult? Exactly. Get your own bag. That's literally something I've written down. And I liked it so much that I wrote it down on my whiteboard. So I wake up every morning and I see that as a motivation of why I need to focus on my own work. Because if I don't, I'm going to go back to doing that full time, which I don't mind. Shout out to the service workers out there. Remind yourself of why you do what you do in the first place, the people that motivated you to do what you do, the situations, the events, the happenings that remind you of why you need to continue doing. And think about people you're inspired by. Think about them and think about what they would do in this situation. They would be focusing on their craft too. So maybe you should get on your bully too. Walk in the ideal version of yourself, which requires self-awareness. We hear, walk in your ideal self, be the higher version of yourself. We hear it all of the time, but it's impossible to do that if you're not aware of your actions and your ideal self, because there's a cognitive dissonance there. If your ideal self is different than what you are currently, you're not doing something right. There's something going on. So you have to be aware enough, self-aware enough to be like, to recognize and check yourself. Literally, you have to be self-aware enough to check yourself. For example, one thing I came to the realization of recently is, bitch, you want to be wealthy. You want to be this princesa. You want to live in this beautiful mansion. Why is your room a mess? Why are your jewelry shit all over the place? Why are there things just laying around? Get your shit together, all right? So periodically throughout every day, like I'll come to the realization, wait, am I walking in my ideal version of myself? I will literally, this is not something that you can do just thinking, like, or scripting, or like, you have to look at your environment, look at you, look at your hair, look at your nails, look at your toenails, look at your skin. How's your skin feeling? Is this the ideal version of yourself? And if it's not, then you have to step back and at least do a little bit of something to push you forward. Because when you have this cognitive dissonance, you're not going to believe in yourself. You're going to think that you don't know what the hell you're doing. And therefore, you're going to give up on every single thing you start. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, because people who inspire you, they inspire you because they have something you hope to achieve one day. If you hang around with people who make music, for example, or who are, well established, or who play football professionally, or who play basketball professionally, you will notice that they move in a certain way. They have certain things that you might necessarily not do, but if that's the type of lifestyle that you want to lead, you'll be surrounded around people who have those actions consistent of that lifestyle. So therefore, you'll pick up on a lot of knowledge on, oh, okay, this is something that I'm not doing right now. Maybe I should try to incorporate that in my own way, because there's only so much you can learn from what you already know immediately from yourself, from your parents, from your family, from your whatever, from your long-term friends. You need to expand a little bit. And that's one of the reasons why networking is so important. But also, if you're around people who are in your field, you're gonna have like opportunities that no one else would ever have. And also, you meet some of the coolest, like when you meet someone who like resonates with you on the level of like you guys are in similar fields, or you guys know a lot about the same type of things, it's just a connecting ground. Trust me, it's a great feeling. The more you break promises to yourself, the more you lose faith in yourself. Believe in yourself enough to know that whatever you put your mind to and actually actively work on will work no matter what. Think about how close you were to achieving any type of success in anything you quit. There's no point in reminiscing about it constantly, because that's literally just gonna make you depressed. But don't let it happen again. And a lot of us are more talented than some of the top dogs in our field. If you want to make music, if you want to write poetry, if you want to crochet, if you want to start a clothing business, if you want to start this business, that business, you have ideas that no one else has. And the gross reality of it is, the reason why a lot of people at the top are not the most talented is because talent isn't the biggest thing. But if you have the most talent, you have the potential already to be the top dog. But what differentiates the people from the top dogs in the industry, whatever industry that is for you, and you right now, or people who are super talented but don't do anything with it, is dedication, motivation, and hard work. The time and consistency is the key. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I do hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. Don't be stingy. Just press of a button. And if you want to stick around, hit the subscribe button with the post notifications so you don't miss any future videos. It has been Tima, and I will see you on another video soon. Bye, guys.